So here is an overall SPI master communication flowchart. Initially, we will be at idle state where every parameter will be at reset. Once the start is initiated, a count of pulses in the form of transmission and reception of the MISO and MOSI occurs. This is the state where shift registers can be used. It continues until count is not equals to 0. Once the count gets 0, then it opts for the finished case. SPI is a 4-wire serial bus accurately described as synchronous serial interface, but it is different from synchronous serial interface protocol, where you can observe one is the SPI master and the other is the SPI slave. S clock refers to serial clock, where the clock signal is going to get synchronized with the slave. On the other hand, we got MOSI, multiple output single input, followed by multiple input single output, that is getting signal towards from the slave to the master, and SS bar, which is nothing but a slave select bar, which is active low. There are two types of multiple slave configurations. One could be a master and an independent slave, and the other could be a daisy chain, where the different number of slaves getting interacted with a single master. Let's begin the communication. The data master configures the clock using a frequency supported by the slave devices. The master then selects the slave device with a logic level 0 on the select line. If a waiting period is required, then the master must wait for at least that period of time before issuing clock cycle. During each SPI clock cycle, a full duplex data transmission occurs. The master sends a bit on the MOSI line and the slave reads it, while the slave sends a bit on the MISO line and the master reads it. This sequence is maintained even when only one directional data transfer is intended. That occurs commonly at a range of around 1 to 70 MHz. In addition to setting the clock frequency, the master must also configure the clock polarity and phase with respect to data. Motorola SPI block guides two options. One is your clock polarity, CPOL, and the other is a clock phase, CPHA. The clock polarity determines the polarity of the clock. For a clock polarity is equals to 0, if a clock with idle at 0 and each signal clock cycle consists of pulse at 1, that is the leading edge is a rising edge and the trailing edge will be a falling edge. On the other case, if clock polarity is 1, which is ideal to 1, and each cycle consists of a pulse of 0, that is the leading edge is a falling edge and the trailing edge is a rising edge. Clock phase determines the timing of the data bits relative to the clock phases. For clock phase 0, the out changes the data on the trailing edge of the preceding clock cycle, while the in captures the data on the leading edge of the clock cycle. The output holds the data valid until the trailing edge of the current clock cycle. For the first cycle, the first bit must be on the MOSI line before the leading clock cycle. For clock phase 1, the out changes the data on the leading edge of the current clock cycle, while the in captures the data on the trailing edge of the clock cycle. The outside holds the data valid until the leading edge of the following clock cycle. The combination of polarity and phases are often referred as modes in SPI. You can observe there are 4 modes with respect to SPI. Mode 0, where the clock pole and phase are all zeros. Mode 3, where the clock pole and clock polarity and clock phase both are at all 1. And mode 1, 2, where clock polarity and clock phase are 0, 1 and 1, 0 respectively. In the independent slave configuration, there is an independent chip select line for each slave. This is the way SPI is normally used. The master asserts only one chip select at a time. Since the MISO pins of the slaves are connected together, they require a tri-state pins for high, low and high impedance states. Some products implement SPI in a daisy chain configuration, where the first slave output being connected to the second slave input and so on. The SPI port of each slave is designed to send out during the second group of the clock pulses on exact copy of that data is received. Now let's start designing SPI master.